Shetani ashinde mfululizo. 5,000 types of lies.
The greatness of a nation.
To speak truth to power.
Guys, how are you? Thank you for tuning in today. I'm Wilson Ochar and I'm your host at Sikiliza TV, and appreciate you guys watching. So what are we going to talk about today is the recent Governor James Orengo interview on Spice TV, which are going viral and going talking about Raila Odinga's forced trip to India. He's alleging that Raila Odinga may have been forced to travel to. Just listen to this.
And that somebody killed him. You've said this not once. You've said this several times. Why would you say this?
Well, I say this with a heavy heart, and I must be sensitive to the feelings of the family. So I will not say as much as I think I should say. At an appropriate time, I'll try to talk about it a little louder. But I'm saying, if you look at the circumstances in which Raila was evacuated from Kenya, he didn't go to India willingly. I think he was almost, forced to go to India and to a particular institutions with a company of certain individuals who I have a lot of questions to raise about them. And, we don't have a post-mortem report now. But looking at all the elements Raila had, which were in the public domain, the ones which are in the public domain, it's quite clear that what caused his death had nothing to do with the elements that he had. So I believe that there was some intervention, and if a proper inquiry is held and established, the truth will come out. Now, I say this because I was in the case, the inquest for my friend George Captain. I was in I was a family doctor for Mutula Kilonzo Senior. I was in the Unko murder trial. And sometimes even when professionals tell you that this is what happened, it requires verification. When he died, somebody suggested, and these were government people, that he committed suicide and then burnt himself.
Right.
I was in the Julie Ward trial. Again, one of those matters that if one didn't go into verification of what actually happened, it had been dismissed to a situation where government was saying that she must have been killed by wild animals. So we are quite the nation is being put to slumber to accept the death of Raila as natural. But I'm saying that we need to look into it.
Yeah, as you had in the interview, Governor James Orengo seemed to be commenting about the state of affairs in Kenya, state of constitutionalism, and most importantly, he was asked the question about his thoughts about what happened to the late Raila Odinga. And as you can case, he commented stating that Raila Odinga may have been forced to travel to India. He was in the company of unknown people he doesn't seem to trust, and there's been a lot of controversy ever since Raila Odinga passed on, where there's no clear post-mortem report stating the cause of death. As you heard, Governor James Orengo is alleging that without the post-mortem, it's difficult to ascertain what exactly killed Raila Odinga. He's even given the examples of him serving as part of the legal team in Robert Ouko's death, where the state tried to allege that the late Robert Ouko was committed suicide. And he also gave an example of sometimes when you're given an opinion, you have to question the opinion so as to make sense out of it. So basically, what James Orengo is doing is casting aspersions on now what exactly happened to Raila Odinga. He hasn't produced any concrete evidence, but given that he was a very close ally and party member of ODM, close to Raila Odinga, he seems to have a preview of information that most of us don't seem to have. So, and so today we're going to look at some of the key questions. So we're going to try and answer and figure out what is really going on, why at this topic of conversations are going viral at this time and point where Raila Odinga has already passed away. Is it political mileage? Is Raila Odinga's death being politicized? Because we're also going to see His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka seeming to agree with James Orengo's statement, and they're whipping up a lot of emotions amongst Kenyan people. And Kenyans are very emotive when it comes to political stuff, and so this could be another political event where they try to trivialize and politicize Raila Odinga. Just listen to Winnie Odinga's interview with Yvonne Okwara. First of all, Winnie Odinga in this interview claims that the person who was present during Raila Odinga's death was not Okech Sala. Yet, in another forum, Dr. Buru Odinga, the current party leader of ODM, claims that Okech Sala was present in Raila Odinga. In fact, Okech Sala is alleged to be the adopted son of Raila Odinga. So these two contradictory statements seem to suggest that there is no clear understanding of what happened to Raila Odinga. And so we are looking at another internal wrangle of ODM where there seems to be a gap or missing information. And so that lack of information and clear evidence is making political headlines. So just listen to these interviews of Winnie Odinga and Buru Odinga on separate occasions.
There's a gentleman that calls himself Okech Sala. We've seen video clips of him. He says he was close to your father until the end. He claims he funded some trips, and he has some things to say about the party, but most of all about Raila Odinga. He calls himself Raila Odinga's adopted son. Winnie, do you know Okech Sala?
I've met him. But I'd like to believe nobody really knows him. I also feel sad for him. My father died, and that was a very traumatic experience for me. But at least he died with somebody he knew loved him. And I believe people need to take better care of their loved ones. And mental health is a really important thing. When you live here and you go on Thika Road, there are two options. You either turn right as you're going to Mathare, or you turn left and you're going to DCI. Because a flat out lie that you were there at the time of my father's death and you were not, talking things that did not occur, is quite dangerous. It makes me question a lot of things. What would be those intentions? So I believe they're just two places that should be rushed with immediate effect.
Kijana wetu Okech Sala, yeye ndio rafiki, alikuwa rafiki tena mtoto ya Raila, ya karibu sana. Walikuwa pamoja hapa Kenya, walikuwa pamoja Dubai, walikuwa pamoja India, mpaka yeye aliniwacha akienda India kwenda kutendea Raila maisha yake, kuangalia kila kitu. Yeye ndiye alikuwa anaangalia kila kitu ya Raila mpaka siku ya mwisho Raila akaenda. Sasa vile Raila ameenda, mimi sasa ninachukua yeye kama mtoto wangu. Nina inherit yeye. kama mtoto yangu, na tutakuwa tunafanya kazi pamoja. Raila ametuacha ndani ya serikali kwa hii mpango inaitwa broad based arrangement, na tunafanya kazi pamoja na rais.
Tulikuwa hapa na ndugu yangu Raila Amolo Odinga, si unakumbuka? Mimi nataka niwahakikishe, because nimekuwa na Raila miaka 15 nikimsaidia yeye, nikawa running mate wa Raila mara 2. Yale James Orengo ameongea Siaya juzi, Kakamega, akasema Raila huenda aliuawa. Tunasema tunataka open inquest, tujue ukweli kama Raila alilala vizuri ama kama Raila alifanyiwa madhambi.
Yeah, so in those clips, you can clearly see Winnie Odinga refuting claims that Okech Salah was present during Raila Amolo Odinga's death. And you can also see Oburu Odinga in another ceremony, wedding ceremony. He claimed that Okech Salah is was very close to Raila Odinga up until his point of death. And so these two statements seems to be contradicting, because that these two are family members. As Kenyans, we expect them to have one voice and present clear evidence of what happened. If they are alleging something happened, expect them to be very clear and provide concrete evidence rather than casting aspersion, putting Kenyans in deep suspense, like benefits from this narrative and from this political discourse going on about Raila Odinga's untimely death. Could it be someone is trying to benefit or trying to cash out right now, reclaim the sport? And this is what exactly we are witnessing as a Kenyan. As Kenyans, we have to wait and see, do more analysis so that we find out what exactly is going on in ODF right now. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button, like, share, comment below. Let me know about your thoughts so that we continue this conversation and come to the conclusion of the facts, because facts are very important. It's very important to remain factual rather than making conclusionary statements and spreading propaganda and false information. Let's not confuse Kenyans about this. That's the reason why small media outlets like us are here to ensure that we remain factual, we're not distorting any information. We're just looking at the information purely from a regular Kenyan point of view. That's the reason why the title of my channel is called Sauti ya Kenya, means the voice of Kenya. And so we want to ensure all your voices are heard. Please make sure you comment below. And so for us to break down what exactly happened, who's telling the truth and who's sharing false information with us, first question we have to ask is, who really accompanied Raila Odinga during his trip to India? Was Raila accompanied by his doctor? Was he accompanied by a security guard? Was he accompanied by his family members? And can all these people give us one statement regarding what happened to Raila Odinga? Can they tell us when exactly what happened? When did they discover what was ailing Raila? Rather than traveling to India, why did Raila Odinga be rushed to the closest nearest hospital? When exactly, what was the time of death? What does the post-mortem say? James Orengo states that there is no post-mortem on record, and that he's afraid that the information that alleges that killed Raila that does not match with the status of the health of Raila. So those small facts that are missing, that gap of information, is what's making people cast doubt, start politicizing this issue. And so it's very important we do have this. So if you have this information, if you know the people who accompanied Raila Odinga to his trip to India, I urge you to comment below so that we can share this information with all.